We want to thank you for taking the time to watch this presentation on the Veterans Pension Program with aid and attendance. This video was created by William Morgan, who is a VA-accredited claims agent, accredited by the Department of Veterans Affairs to give you a complete overview of this Veterans Pension Benefit Program. In this video, we'll break down the 3 requirements that must be met by all claimants to qualify for a VA pension with aid and attendance benefits. These are called the 3 M's to Veterans Pension Qualification. Now, before we begin, we want to thank all the men and women who are serving or have served our country in the military. We also want to thank their spouses and families for the sacrifices they made as well in the service of our country. The Secretary of Veterans Affairs only recognizes 3 categories of individuals who are legally able to provide pre-claims consultation, review veterans' documents, help determine if a veteran is eligible for VA benefits, and then help a veteran with the claims process. These individuals are Veteran Service Officers, VA-accredited attorneys, and VA-accredited agents. As already mentioned, William Morgan is a VA-accredited agent, accredited by the Department of Veterans Affairs. To check to see if the person you're working with is acting legally or are bad actors acting outside of the rules set by the VA, type VA-accredited agent in an internet search engine. Then click on OGC-accreditation search. There you can see if they are acting within the law. How much can you receive in benefits? Currently, a married veteran can receive up to $2,170 per month. A single veteran can get up to $1,830 per month. And a surviving spouse can receive up to $1,176 per month. For a married couple where the non-veteran spouse needs care, but at the same time the veteran's health doesn't allow them to be the caregiver, the benefit is $1,435 per month. This money is tax-free and does not affect your Social Security benefits or taxes. Let's look at the 3 M's for veterans' pension eligibility and qualification in more detail. The first M is military service. To be eligible, the veteran must have served at least 90 days of active duty, with 1 day during a period of war, and received an honorable or general discharge. The periods of war include World War II, the Korean conflict, the Vietnam War, and the Gulf War conflict. Note that for Gulf War veterans, they must have at least 2 non-consecutive years of active duty to qualify. Now, it's important to point out that a veteran doesn't have to have been physically in a war zone to qualify. They only have to have been in the military during a period of war. For instance, veterans who were stationed in the United States during the Vietnam War are eligible for benefits. Those who only served in the reserves and weren't called to active duty are not eligible, even if they were in the reserves during a wartime period. Note that active duty for training is not considered active duty. The second M is medical need. A claimant must have a need of the assistance of another individual in at least 2 activities of daily living, or ADLs. The ADLs are bathing, dressing, toileting, transferring, eating, and medication management. However, there are many details that need to be interpreted to meet this requirement. For example, bathing doesn't have to be literally being bathed by someone. It could be standby assistance in the shower because they are a falling risk. Dressing is buttoning a button or help putting on a pair of compression stockings. Toileting is helping with hygiene. Transferring is help getting up from a bed or chair, and eating doesn't necessarily mean literally feeding someone. An individual with dementia could need reminders to eat, take a bath, change their clothes, or need medication management. Or someone who is blind may need to have their food cut up for them. The extent of dementia may in itself become the main qualification factor. Being totally blind or housebound may also allow you to qualify. The VA depends solely on the doctor's report and their diagnosis to determine that the claimant is medically qualified. The doctor report is key to having your claim approved by the VA. The following are often believed to be activities of daily living by many, but the VA does not consider them ADLs. Meal preparation, home maintenance, unable to drive a car, and/or walking. It is notable to mention that not only do you have to have the need for assistance in at least 2 ADLs, but you also must be paying for the needed care in order to qualify. In other words, you must be spending money on care to get money from the VA to pay for care. This is a true catch-22 for some. Here we can help resolve this with proper planning. The third M is money, which includes both income and assets. Now, some of you may have already spoken with someone from the VA about this benefit and were told that you make too much money or that your assets are too high to qualify. This is because they simply asked you how much your monthly income is and did not calculate your net income after deducting your medical expenses. This is where we can help you. Currently, you can adjust your non-fixed income as well as properly positioning your assets so that when you apply for benefits, your application will be approved. Without this planning, your application will be denied. As already mentioned, the VA has proposed changes to the current rules, and if adopted, would require, among other things, up to a 3-year look-back for transferring assets out of your name. This is why planning is so important, to plan ahead and consult with a VA-accredited claims agent who understands how the current rules are used to qualify. Now here's a thought to ponder. You already have a long-term care plan in place. It just may not be the one you want. There is one more M I would like to mention that pertains solely to surviving spouses of wartime veterans. This is marriage. You must have been married to the veteran at the time of the veteran's death and not have remarried. If you divorced or were separated from the veteran at the time of his or her death, you would not be eligible. Or if you remarried after their death, you would not qualify either. An exception to the being remarried rule is if the second marriage was terminated by death or divorce during these dates. In this case, you can get benefits based on your former spouse's wartime service. Now, keep in mind, claims can take several months to qualify, even if the claim is completed properly. Done improperly, your claim may be delayed up to a year or longer, and even denied. So, what is your first step? If you need care now and want to learn if you qualify for Veterans Pension benefits, you should call us today. But what if you're not in the need today and want to learn about care funding options and how the VA changes to the Veterans Pension Program could affect your ability to qualify in the future, and to learn what you can do now so that you will be able to qualify in the future, you too should call us today. Call VA-accredited claims agent William Morgan today. He will normally meet with you and your family. He will help you assess your individual situation and create a plan so that if you decide to apply for benefits, you will be approved. Call VA-accredited claims agent William Morgan today at 855 VA Pension. That's 855-827-3674, extension 710, or 727-709-0175 for more information.